Hello, everyone. Well, it is that time of year again. Happy Modranicht. Modranicht, our favorite holiday. Happy Modranicht. And for one day out of the year, we're going to forget politics completely. Heck with politics. We're not going to discuss politics. We're not going to discuss T or B. Trump or Biden. We're not going to discuss them. And instead, we're going to focus completely on soulful things, things of the soul, and things of goddess. We're going to think about Happy Modranicht. Now, what is Modranicht? Well, Modranicht is a 2,000-year-old holiday, predates Christianity, and it was over 2,000 years old, and the mothers of the household, especially the grandmothers, would give out gifts on Modranicht to their children overnight. In the night when the children were asleep, they would leave the gift at the foot of their bed. And then when they woke up again the next morning, there was the gift from their mother or grandmother. And it was a celebration of goddess. It was a celebration of the goddess because she's the mother of us all. She gives all good gifts. All good gifts come to us from her. So why do we celebrate Modranicht today? Well, today we celebrate Modranicht by honoring the crone goddess. The crone goddess deserves a day of her own. And if she gets a day of her own, it'll be Modranicht, because Modranicht celebrates crones. It's always the grandmother that gives the gifts, remember? So Modranicht is the crone goddess. And so Modranicht is for the crone goddess. It's the holiday that's for the crone goddess. So we're going to celebrate on Modranicht. We're going to celebrate the crone. Now, what about Maleficent? How does she fit into this scenario? Well, Maleficent is part of goddess that's separated from goddess a long time ago. She separated pretty early on in goddess's development, and she became the Maleficent goddess because she was focused on evil. So what goddess did is she separated herself from the evil part of the goddess, and the evil part of the goddess went off and became Maleficent, and the good part of the goddess went off and became the great good goddess. And so we have the great good goddess and we have Maleficent. Why is Maleficent important at this time of year? Well, because Maleficent is a part of our universe. She's a part of our earth and the things that happen on it, because she invented evil. So because Maleficent invented evil, we have to have a day dedicated to her where we look her directly in the eye and say, we're going to do only good from now on, but we understand that the evil is part of creation, and that evil is meant to be overcome by us. And Maleficent may tempt us, but we're going to be strong. We're going to be strong against temptation from Maleficent, and we're going to choose good over evil. So that's really what Goddess wants. All of her wants us to choose good over evil. Even Maleficent wants us to choose good over evil, because she knows what evil is. Maleficent knows what evil is. She knows it's bad. She knows it's wrong. And Maleficent wants us to be good also. So on this day, we celebrate the crone. Who is the crone? Crone refers to old woman. And the old woman that is the crone, this is her day. It's Modranicht. And so we celebrate the crone on Matron's Day, all as well, which is that tomorrow we celebrate the crone and we celebrate the crone on Matron's Day as well. So the gifts, leave them for your children or your grandchildren at the foot of their beds when they're sleeping. And then once they're asleep and have their gifts at the foot of their bed, then they discover the gifts in the morning, and they know the gift isn't from a phony person named Santa Claus. They know the gift is from you. Isn't that wonderful that a kid knows the gift is from you? That's so wonderful. I think that's terrific. It's terrific to not lie to your kids, because you teach them to be liars, it becomes a lifelong habit. They know if their parents lied to them that there's nothing their parents wouldn't lie about, right? So that's the way it is. And the crone, more about the crone, she is the modern goddess. In other words, she's the goddess of today. She's the goddess as she is right now. And always has the potential to be who she is now. Always has the potential to be who she is now, but then didn't have a chance to manifest it until now. So, and she everything's going according to her plan. Everything she planned is taking place. But although she has a plan, she the way I look at it is this: if you believe in a God that never changes, then there's a problem, because it's just for you. It's just for you. It's just for you. You don't want God to be malleable. You don't want a God to be capable of change. You want a God to be old, reliable, old, faithful every single day, like a geyser blasting off every single day. You want the God to be immutable and unchangeable. And that's all for you. That's what you want. That's what you're looking for in a God. You have a help wanted ad for a God. And in this help wanted ad that you write for a God, you make him immutable, unmalleable, unchangeable, always the same forever and ever and ever. And then you say amen, right? Because you want the God to never change. The goddess is not like that. The goddess changes every single second. Every single second of every moment, even with the blink of an eye. You blink your eyes, and she's changed already. Because the goddess is all about change. And it's usually change for the better, but it could be change for the worse, but usually it's change for the better. If it's change for the worse, then it's Maleficent's doing. But if it's change for the better, it's the great good goddess is doing. And so, we know that great good goddess loves us very much and wants the best for us. So this is what we're going to say now. Even though the goddess is malleable and changes every second, she's still on your side. She's like a friend who chooses good over evil, a friend who chooses to be on your side. As long as you're on the side of good, she'll be on your side. So if you're not on the side of good, if you're on the side of evil, Goddess won't be on your side. Neither will Maleficent, but nobody will be on your side. But if you choose good over evil, then Goddess will be on your side, all of her. And so we need to choose good over evil, but that's just one part of it, okay? The other part is that she is your friend. And so we want to know why Goddess is our best friend. Why is she our friend? Because it's good to be good to her creations. That's a good thing. It's a good thing for her to be on the side of her creations as long as they choose the good. As long as they choose the good, she'll be on your side. And knowing that she is a friend to you always is maybe one immutable thing about her. So that's just that. That's just that. She's always going to be your friend. But you have to make sure that you're aware that just like the earth and the environment and the people around you are constantly changing, so too is Goddess constantly changing. Not that she's not going to be your friend anymore. She's not going to change that way, but she's going to change in many substantial ways over time. And she is the queen of change. She reigns supreme over change. So expect there to be a few headwinds in your life and some very creative happenings that are worthy of a novel. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, how a novel has twists and turns and it keeps you interested. Well, that's like life, right? Life is a lot like that. There's twists and turns that keep you interested. It's like a plot of a story. And that's why, because it interests Goddess. She's interested in your story. She's interested in the plot. She wants to know how the story ends. So that's that. It's a plot of a story, so sort of. And of course, it usually ends Goddess's way, but since we have free will, it can end another way also. But not always totally the way we want it to end. So, yeah. Goddess is our co-pilot. She's sitting with us in the control room, and she helps to control what happens. She wants to control what happens. And if you want something different from what Goddess wants, then she's going to make it known very clearly that that's not what she wanted. That wasn't part of her plot or what way she wanted the story to go. But we as humans, we resist fate. We resist fate, and we resist fatality. We always are trying for better, for ourselves, for our families, but mostly for ourselves, and wishing for the best for ourselves, wishing for the best for our loved ones, because that's an extension of us, our loved ones. So we sometimes challenge the Goddess and say, no, I don't like your plot, I don't like your story, I want it to go this way. And then the Goddess is cool with that because she wanted us to have free will on purpose. So she's cool with that. She's okay with us choosing our own story, but we don't get to choose the ending. She gets to choose the ending because she'll interfere if she doesn't like the way the story goes. If she wants it to go a certain way, she'll intervene. And obviously we can pray to her and ask her to change the story to the way we want it to end, or to change the story in our favor. We can't guarantee that she'll agree with that. So, you could see, Goddess is a lot like life, isn't she? And people have noticed that other gods are not that way. Other gods are not like life. They're not lifelike. And that's why a lot of people don't believe in them, because they're not lifelike. But the Goddess is very lifelike. And that's because she's in control of life. So life is going to be a reflection of her. And so we know that the Goddess is real when she resembles the way life goes. When she resembles the way life goes, we know it's her. So the crone is the modern goddess of the modern age. And everything, all of our tricks, everything that we've learned, all the strange things we've known about, all the interesting things like computers and cell phones and calculators and all the modern things, all the modern conveniences we have around us, all trace back to the crone goddess. Crone goddess rules over. She's a good teacher. She's into STEM. She's like the woman of STEM, science, technology, uh, um, what is he? Oh, engineering and math. Science, technology, engineering, and math. So she's a STEM person. She's with you in the office. And these cell phones and everything that we've come up with were all her idea. She didn't manifest them. She let us manifest them, but they were her idea originally. So she's made a good run of it with these computers and these cell phones. She's really captured our interest and held it for quite some time with these calculators and computers and cell phones. She's held our interest, and she's held it for a long time, and she's held it well. But what else do we know about the crone? Well, crone is not only the modern age goddess, but she also is wise to our tricks. Any tricks that we have up our sleeve or any badness we had planned, she's wise to that. And she's become aged and weathered because she's so used to our tricks. And she knows everything that we're planning. Unlike the other goddesses who are somewhat in other versions of her, we might say, were more innocent and weren't ready for our tricks. The crone goddess has seen it all. She knows it all. She's heard it all. And she's wise to our tricks, and she wants to punish us when we misbehave. But she only to the extent of what we deserve. She doesn't punish us more than what we deserve. In other words, she's not going to torture us forever and ever for one sin. That is so unfair and so not right. And the goddess will never do that to us. She'll never do that to us. It's an ugly thought. It's a really ugly thought to think that we would be tortured for all eternity for one sin. And say, oh, it's because we're unworthy. Unworthy of what? Give me a break. The goddess isn't going to do that to us. She's not going to torture us for all eternity for one sin. She's going to forgive us. And that's it. Even if we don't believe in her, she forgives us. So, but one thing is, if you're punished in proportion to whatever your sin might be, then that means if you've sinned a whole lot, you're going to have a whole lot of punishment, aren't you? And you're going to try to avoid that punishment as much as you possibly can, but you can't outrun your karma forever. You can't outrun it forever. Eventually it's going to catch up to you. And the crone goddess knows all of these things. So she can be sympathetic toward us or fed up with us. And more often than not, she's fed up with us, but she can be on our side also. So to get crone on your side, the best way to get crone on your side is to choose the good whenever possible. Try to be good and try to choose to be good and try to choose to be on the side of good. And then goddess will be on your side and the crone will be on your side. So the crone, we love crone. And we're going to honor her this day. And so Dear crone, please accept us as we are. At dear crone, we choose the good in honor of you, and we hope that you will accept us and accept our choice of the good. Thank you, great crone goddess, for all of your blessings. Let it be so. So that's it. Crone goddess is on our side. Yeah. We wanted crone goddess on our side. And now she is on our side. Everybody have a very merry Modranicht and celebrate the holidays with your friends and family. And I'll see you next time.